Welcome to Peter King's training camp tour presented by Die Hard Batteries and Advance Auto Parts. Peter King here at Vikings training camp, Eagan, Minnesota, with Kirk Cousins, quarterback of the Vikings. So, Kirk, you had a big change this offseason with a new head coach who you worked with a long time ago in Washington. What is the relationship like with your new coach, Kevin O'Connell?
Well, Kevin's a pretty easy guy to get along with. He's got a lot of personalities, a lot of energy, and a great football mind. Obviously, being in LA the last few years as well, he's been around some other great football minds, and it's been exciting to learn the offense, to apply the offense. And we're still not quite to a place where you feel like it's instinctual yet, as we're learning a new system, but we're getting there and taking progress every day.
People say in your position that learning a new offense is a little bit like learning a foreign language.
Yeah.
Is that appropriate? Is
Yeah.
that correct? And how difficult is this one compared to the one you're coming off of?
Well, what's funny is the systems are actually very similar. It's the language you use to call the plays and to identify the plan that is different. And so it is learning a new language, and it just becomes a memorization game where you have to sit down, put the time in, and memorize it. But it also helps to be on the practice field, going into a huddle, out of a huddle, calling a play, sending a motion, seeing a coverage. Living it really helps as well, and that's what we're doing right now in training camp.
What would you say is the biggest difference for you in this offense versus the one you ran?
Hard to say right now. I think that there's certainly more that's similar than different. It's been interesting to see how much, since working with Kevin in 2017, his system...
In Washington.
In Washington we worked together. It's interesting to see how much has changed. And that's just the natural evolution of football, that offenses and defenses in this league are constantly finding ways to change and adapt and try to get a leg up on their opponent. And so 4 or 5 years pass, and you reconnect, and you realize so much has changed. And I find that to be just an interesting fact about the evolution of this game.
So probably you would agree with this, that you've clearly been one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the NFL over the last few years. And in the last 4 years, you've averaged plus 22 touchdown to interception ratio, which is great. But I think most people who watch football say, I want Kirk Cousins to take a few more chances. I want, even if he throws some more picks, I want him to throw the ball more downfield. Do you feel that at all? And do you think in this offense you will take more chances than you did?
Well, I think we're pretty explosive. When you look at what Justin Jefferson has done and Adam Thielen has done, and if you look at just the simple numbers with air yards and down the field passes, I think the actual statistics would suggest that we're doing that. I think winning is really what it all comes down to. And, we've been around 500. And so we want to be a team with double-digit wins, winning the division, hosting home playoff games, and winning those playoff games. And I think that's really where my focus is where we've got to get to.
What has it been like for you since you've been here to have that big, the Mount Packers in front of you and having to face them all the time and being your arch rivals? And do you feel that right now you guys are on the same level with them?
They've been a great team the last several years. I would argue the last couple of years they were the best team in football in the regular season. When we got here, it was Coach McCarthy, and now it's Coach LaFleur. And so there's been some change in my time here in Minnesota, but it's a great rivalry. We've kind of gone back and forth, but they've had the upper hand when it comes to the division and hosting the playoff games, and so that's where we're trying to get.
Last thing, when you look at where this team is right now, where you are right now, has this been a good change for you and for this team?
Well, I think it's too early to say, right? I mean, ultimately, it's a results-based business, and we've still got to go play a football season before we can truly answer that question. So time will tell, but, we've done some good things. We've had a lot of production on offense the last few years, but we've been hovering around 500, and so the key now is to still have that production on offense, but find a way to get us to, like I said, double-digit wins, hosting some playoff games and winning some playoff games, and that's really what the measuring stick will be.
Kirk Cousins, thanks for taking the time. Good luck this year.
Thanks, Peter. Appreciate you.
In Eagan, Minnesota with the Vikings, this is Peter King.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.